Hello guys, today we will continue to explore the pantheon of Slavic gods. This time we have the fiery winged guardian Simargl, the queen of cold and winter Marana, and the gods of summer and spring of the blossoming fire Kupala and Yarilo. They tell you to fear her, don't they? They whisper her name, Morana, and you feel a shiver, a primal dread of the coming cold of the long night. But I'm going to tell you something different. Do not fear her, fear. Fear is for the weak. It's for those who cling to things with white-knuckled desperation, terrified of change, terrified of letting go. It's the language of those who believe that holding on is the only form of strength. But Marana, she isn't some cackling villain from a fairy tale. She's not here to punish you. She is the winter that must come. Think about it. The ground becomes hard, the trees bare, the world falls silent. It seems like an ending, a brutal final stop, but it's necessary. It's a pause, a deep breath for the world, so that when spring finally arrives, it can rise unbroken, vibrant, and utterly new. Without that deep frozen rest, spring would be tired, a pale imitation of itself. Marana is the embodiment of that noble end. When life gets too much, when it holds on too tightly, strangling you with responsibilities, with old pains, with versions of yourself you've long outgrown, she is the one who brings release. Her touch is the permission you were afraid to give yourself. Permission to stop, to let go. And when the world grows swollen with noise, the endless chatter, the constant demands, the buzzing anxiety in your own mind, she arrives with the most precious gift of all, stillness. A profound, sacred quiet, where you can finally hear your own soul again. Is she cold? Oh yes. The kind of cold that seeps into your bones and makes you acutely aware of your own warmth, your own life. Is she silent? Always. Her lessons aren't shouted from the rooftops, they're found in the quiet hush of snowfall, in the space between breaths. But is she cruel? Only to those who refuse to let go. To the tree that won't drop its dead leaves, the frost is a destructive force. To the person who clings to a dead relationship, a finished chapter, a past that no longer serves them, her presence feels like a personal attack. But she isn't attacking you, she is simply nature. She is the inevitable tide. You can fight it and drown, or you can learn to float. And this is the hardest truth Marana teaches, the one we spend our whole lives trying to avoid. To truly live, you must learn to die. Not just the final death, but the 1,000 little deaths that make a life. To grow, you must let parts of yourself fall away like autumn leaves. The person you were 5 years ago, they had to die for you to become who you are today. The dreams that didn't work out, they had to fade to make room for new ones. Think back. Every ending that absolutely broke you, she was standing right behind it. Not with a smirk, but with a quiet understanding. Every goodbye that carved a hole in your heart. Her frost touched it, preserving the memory, but also numbing the wound just enough so it could begin to heal. She knows that every single frozen tear you cried is a seed that, when it thaws, blooms into a future strength you couldn't have imagined. A resilience forged in ice. She is the steady hand that closes the book, not because the story is bad, but so that the next chapter can even exist. She is the final quiet exhale before the gasp of rebirth. She is the end that makes all beginnings possible, and in the stillness she leaves behind, in that stark, beautiful winter landscape of the soul, the world remembers what truly matters. Stripped of all the excess, all the noise, all the distractions, we see the bones of our lives. We see love, we see connection. We see our own inner fire burning against the cold. So, traveler, on your journey through this life, honor the endings. Don't run from them, honor the silence. Don't fill it with meaningless noise. Bow to the winter in your life, because without it, the spring would be meaningless. It would have no story, no triumph. And never forget, without the noble end, without the quiet grace of death, life itself could not shine. Have you ever sat by a campfire and felt a presence in the flickering flames? A feeling of ancient warmth, of steadfast protection? Today, let's journey back in time, to an age before ages, to meet a guardian born of divine fire and primordial duty, Simargl, the flame-winged guardian of Slavic myth. Picture this. Before the first seed dared split stone, before fire even knew the concept of hunger, and long before the first wolves learned the taste of the wind on their tongues, Simargl awoke. He wasn't born in the way we understand it. No, Simargl was summoned. He was called into existence by the very breath of Rod, the creator god of all, and forged in the whisper of a divine, inextinguishable flame. Imagine this creature, In some tales, he's a magnificent winged hound, a dog with the wings of a griffin. In others, he's described as half-wolf, half-winged light, a being of glorious paradox. His fur is like spun silver, but his wings are woven from living fire, embers trailing behind him with every beat. He is Simargl, the guardian between. What does that mean, the guardian between? He stands on the thresholds, the liminal spaces where worlds and concepts meet. He watches the sacred border between night and dawn, ensuring the sun can rise. He guards the fragile connection between a new sprout and the dark soil that gives it life. And most importantly, he is the sentinel between fire and that which would devour it. He is the sacred intermediary, the messenger who flies between the celestial realm of the gods and the earthly world of mortals. His duty isn't one of grand cosmic battles fought on starry plains. No, Simargal's watch is far more intimate, far more personal. He watches where life is at its most fragile, at its most vulnerable. Think of a farmer planting seeds in the spring, praying for a good harvest. Simargal is there, his fiery gaze protecting the newborn crops from blight and frost. Think of a parent watching over their sleeping child. Simargal is the unseen guardian in the corner of the room, his silent presence warding off sickness and nightmares. And think of the hearth, the heart of the home. Simargal watches over the embers that must not die, ensuring the family's warmth and light will survive the long, cold night. He is the god of roots, of beginnings, of the sacred bonds that hold everything together. But make no mistake, his gentleness is not weakness. When true darkness stirs, not the gentle, comforting dusk, but the hungry, consuming void that seeks to unmake all things, Simargal rises. His wings, once a warm glow, now burn with righteous fury. His fangs, hidden in his loyal form, now shine like freshly forged iron catching the first light of sunrise. He becomes a whirlwind of fire and shadow, a terrifying sight to any malevolent spirit or force of chaos. But here is the crucial distinction, the very heart of who he is. Simargal is not a god of war. He does not seek glory or revel in destruction. He is a god of protection, of unwavering loyalty, and of sacred binding duty. Those who called upon his name in ancient times, the farmers, the healers, the parents, they weren't asking for victory in battle. They were asking for the strength to guard what they loved. They prayed for the resilience to protect their home, their family, their harvest, their fire. Simargal embodies the fierce defensive love that says, "You will not harm what I hold dear." He teaches us a profound lesson about the nature of fire itself. In our world, we often associate flame with destruction, but Simargal reminds us of its true purpose. Flame is not meant to destroy. It is meant to defend warmth against the endless, encroaching cold. It is a symbol of life, of passion, of a spirit that refuses to be extinguished. And now, traveler, bring that idea closer. Look inside yourself. In your heart, in the very core of your being, a little spark waits too. It's your passion, your hope, your love, your will to protect what matters to you. That is your inner fire. Guard it. Don't let the cold cynicism of the world put it out. Feed it. Give it fuel with your actions, your kindness, your courage. Let it burn. Let it light your way and warm those you care for. Because in every protector, in every person who stands up for someone smaller, in every parent who shields their child, in every friend who offers a shoulder, there lives a whisper of Simargal. The flame-winged guardian isn't just a myth from a forgotten time. He is an archetype, an energy that lives within us all. So the next time you feel that protective fire rise within you, know that you are channeling an ancient and sacred power. The power to guard, to love, and to burn brightly against the dark. Have you ever felt that first truly warm day of the year? When the air just smells different, like new life. That's the moment when the world breathes again after winter's silence. And in ancient Slavic lore, that's when Yarilo rises. Picture him, a golden-haired youth riding a white horse through the world. He is the very spark of life. He's that first almost impossibly green whisper you see in the fields after months of gray and brown. He's the warmth that finally wakes the frozen rivers and stirs the birds to start their morning arguments again. Yarilo is the god of spring, of youth, of untamed passion and fertility. Where Yarilo walks, hope literally grows. He carries a bundle of wheat ears in one hand and, in some tales, a human skull in the other, a powerful symbol that life and death are always intertwined. But in his season, life is winning. Under his gaze, dreams stretch like young leaves reaching for the sun. It's the season of beginnings, of planting seeds not just in the ground but in our own lives. It's that feeling deep in your gut when you decide to start a new project, learn a new skill, or even just clean out your closet. It's the season where every heart, every part of nature quietly says, "Try again." Rise again, live. It's the raw, untamed, hopeful energy of becoming. But then, something shifts. The days grow longer, the sun gets bolder, and the world isn't just waking up anymore. It's wide awake, and that's when Kupala arrives. Kupala isn't the gentle promise of spring. He is the glorious fulfillment of summer. He represents the sun at its absolute peak, at its most powerful on the summer solstice. This is summer in full glorious song. The energy changes from quiet hope to loud celebration. Think of the shortest night of the year, Kupala night. It's a time of magic and ritual, a time of fire that doesn't burn and water that doesn't drown, only dances. People would build huge bonfires, and young couples holding hands would leap through the flames. It wasn't about danger. It was a ritual of purification, a test of bravery, and a symbol of their bond. If they made it through without letting go, their love was said to be strong and true. The night is short, but the laughter is long. It's a time when happiness feels so incredibly close, so real. You could almost jump through a flame and catch it in your hands. Girls would weave wreaths of wildflowers, putting them on their heads like crowns, and then, at dusk, they'd set them afloat on rivers. They'd attach candles to them and watch as their little boats of light carried their wishes, their dreams of love and the future, out into the darkness, carried away into tomorrow. The world during Kupala's reign does not rush, it celebrates. It soaks in the abundance, the warmth, the sheer joy of being alive. Flowers in the hair, songs in the air, a world bathed in golden light. So you have these two ancient forces, these two sacred doors in the turning of the year. Yarilo and Kupala. They are often seen as two faces of the same life-giving force, or even as brothers. Spring brings life, summer brings joy. One is the promise, the other is the party. One is the planting, the other is the bloom. And I know. We walk in modern days. We're more likely to be scrolling through screens than turning soil with our bare hands. Our bonfires are more likely to be on a TV screen during a movie. But that old magic, the rhythm of the seasons, it still whispers to us if we listen. It's in the urge you get to go outside on that first warm day. It's in the simple pleasure of a summer barbecue with friends, laughing long after the sun is set. Honor the light, cherish the earth, and let your spirit bloom. So maybe next spring you can plant something, even if it's just a small herb on your windowsill. And this summer maybe you can stay up a little later, look at the stars, and just celebrate the warmth. Because that ancient magic isn't just in old stories. It's still here, waiting for us to join the dance.